Gotham Season 5, Episode 3 review. Penguin, Our Hero is the title of the episode. I found the episode overtly cheesy, full of cringeworthy moments and stuff I don't typically like to see in TV shows or movies for that matter. Uh, there are some interesting things in here that are actually good, and then there are some things in here that are just completely horrible, such as the motorcycle scene in the confrontation where Penguin shows up to get his guys back that sort of defected from his camp and went to Haven, Jim's territory. They showed up here with popping willies on motorcycles and riding around trying to act like that's intimidating. I really dislike it when they do that in movies and TV shows. I just find it really cringeworthy, cheesy, and really bad. Like, it's supposed to be cool, but it's not. It's just dumb. And, well, when it started off, I kind of found the Catwoman moment cheesy, even though, well, it was 50-50 for me. I mean, it looked cool visually, but it was also just pretty cheesy to have Selena there on the rooftop, like, rise up like a cat before the city. Visually, it looked interesting, but it was kind of just like in your face, trying too hard. Moving on from that, the episode went into Penguin back at his base, arguing with his people. They've been defecting left and right, just running off to Haven, Jim's territory. And Penguin's very upset as usual, like over the top upset, overly dramatic. He's arguing with, I can't remember the guy's name, but it's like his right hand man, his sort of butler or accountant type. But this guy this guy ends up defecting too later in the episode. I think after this scene, actually, uh, Penguin's overly like. There's a lot of over. I don't know how to explain it, but he's very over the top about his dog. Uh, some guys try to come in to kill Penguin due to the message being left on the wall in the last episode. So the the what was it, the speed demons or whatever their name was, the biker gang came to try to kill him, and then he shut them down and told them they were idiots for coming after him, since they claimed that, oh, he eliminated all the gangs and he's been coming after them, and he left a message incriminating himself, and he told them that how stupid that was. If he was going to make a power move like that, that he wouldn't leave his name written on the wall to say he did it, and he wouldn't leave anybody alive. So these guys end up captured, but next time Penguin wakes up, all his guys have left. They've defected. They even took the dog, and the dog just comes up as overly important again and again. I can't even remember where this dog came from. uh, but there's a lot of cheesy attempts at comedy too. Uh, we see Jim Gordon and Bullock running the camp. Everything's going well. Bullock's actually casually funny as usual. It's like word is spreading like the clap, and everybody's people that come in here. Hey, that was a good part of the episode. One of the few good moments. Bruce is at the refugee camp talking to people there. The kid, Selena, shows up and she convinces him to like come along with her after they talk to a dude about Jeremiah, him possibly being in the dark zone. He shows them what happened to his brother. He's got the word kill carved all in his torso. I think he said it was his brother. But they go on a journey into what's known as the dark zone to try to find Jeremiah. It gets really cheesy in this too, as they encounter a pack of weirdos that are the mutants. I think that was Sid the Mutant from the Dark Knight Returns comic that Frank Miller did. And he looked 100% comic book accurate, so that was pretty cool. And But Bruce and Selena fighting all these people, especially for Bruce, like unmasked, uncostumed. It bothers me when this type of stuff happens. Uh, Selena's acrobatics and skills have vastly improved. They're very cool, but still, it was cheesy for her and him to be taking on all these people. And she kind of goes to a dark place where she won't let that dude back up. She just keeps clawing his face even after she gets the information about where Jeremiah may be. Bruce has to stop her, and the sound effects on him launching that and grabbing her wrist, that was sound effects on that I found pretty cheesy too. Anyways, they make it to this church where their version of Harley Quinn, Echo, is she's running this cult like church with Jeremiah images in the windows. And, Selena decides to get involved, and she gets tested in this sort of roulette situation where everybody has to put a gun to each other's head and fire. And she acts like she's all for it. And at this point, we believe that she probably is all for it because she's been going pretty dark this entire episode. However, she kind of chickens out when everybody shoots each other. Bruce hears the shots, and Harley Quinn and Catwoman get into a standoff, and they start fighting it out. And this action scene was actually pretty good to me, but for the most part, I didn't even really like this Harley Quinn. I see that Tim set her tire to make her like Harley Quinn. I thought that was a nice effort, but the acting the character was giving, it just wasn't really coming through as Harley Quinn to me. Even though it's not exactly supposed to be Harley Quinn, it's their version of Harley Quinn. I did find the delivery of the line "pudding" to sound 100% like Harley Quinn. But Selena gets the upper hand on her and sort of brings her down, puts the gun to her head. Bruce interferes, stops her from doing it. Echo, their version of Harley Quinn, escapes, and Selena makes it clear to Bruce that she's not going to let him get in her way again. Back at Haven, or whatever you want to call it, where Jim Gordon has everybody, all the refugees, and even Penguin's people now, and they're just sort of doing this carol type thing. Uh, this was where when all the guys came in on their bikes with Penguin, and it was just very cheesy, very cringeworthy. Uh, the standoff, they get into a standoff. Penguin at first thinks they don't have bullets for the guns because he overheard about their trip recently and thought they might have used up all their ammo. But Jim opens fire on their guys. They take cover. he he still thinks that they don't have enough ammo, so he tries to send some of his guys out there. But they end up shot, except for one. They run out of bullets, and they realize that Jim and all of his people are out of bullets, so they just take them all. They take Jim, they cage him up, and then all the people turn on Penguin and throw him in there with Jim. That Bullock escaped from this situation, so he goes to Barbara. It's just a repeat thing. It's like they always go to Barbara or Penguin, no matter what they did, to help them out of a situation, and no matter how things have been, how bad things have gotten, they're always, for some reason, willing to help. And in this situation, it was completely understandable, though, because Barbara wanted to kill Penguin, and as soon as she had the name Penguin, she was all ready to go there and take him out. Well, Jim and Penguin together take down the criminals. Penguin pretty much gets, you know, everybody starts chanting his name, saying Penguin, our hero. That was very hard to set through and watch. very cheesy stuff. The Jim goes, he thinks Penguin after he talks to all the refugees, and the kid, again, he has another scene with that kid from the previous episodes. Then he goes outside to thank Penguin, and that's when Bullock shows up with Barbara, and Barbara's about to put a bullet in Penguin. That Jim argues no, he just saved everybody. You can't shoot him in this zone. And I forgot to mention that before that, uh, Jim did point out the hypocrisy to Penguin, that the only reason that you saved everybody is because you came here and started all the trouble in the first place. Because Penguin's being a narcissist and pat himself on the back for what he did, but this situation was created by him, and he only saved people because he put them all in danger in the first place. So, anyways, the confrontation goes down with Barbara, Jim, and Penguin. She's about to just shoot Penguin, go through Jim to do it, and the buildings explode. GCPD explodes with all the refugees, and that's it. Uh, so there was no hint at that gonna happen. So that was a big surprise. That was probably the only thing other than the accuracy of Sid the Mutant. That was probably the only thing I actually enjoyed. That it's at the very end of the episode. The only real exciting, not cheesy thing that happened that was pretty caught me off guard, kept me left me interested for the next episode. I want to say that I suspect the kid had a bomb in him all along, since he came from Jeremiah or the Dark Zone or whatever. Uh, but who knows? Obviously, this is uh, obviously this is the bombing did happen because of Jeremiah. He set that in motion, but how he got the bomb there, that's open for discussion. But I do believe that the kid was probably a bomb all along. Who knows? The kid may be alive. I don't know. But this episode was pretty bad for me. I didn't really like it, but the ending it left me interested for more. So I'm gonna give this episode like 3 out of 10. The accuracy of Sid, the the live action accuracy compared to the comic book, it was pretty awesome. 100% awesome. uh, but all that was very cheesy, man. Very hard to set through this whole episode. Uh, I'm not like somebody who just praises every single episode of something. This wasn't that great. Anyways, 3 out of 10. Like, subscribe, check out my other videos. Check out my GoFundMe link or my PayPal link if you want to support my channel. Stay awesome. Rock on.